Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Madam Secretary, thanks for being here today. You're anti-fossil fuels, aren't you?
I would like to transition away from unabated fossil fuels to a clean energy future.
How did you transit over here today?
I got a ride in the fleet vehicle that we have.
And that's a Suburban probably with a chase vehicle for your security detail?
My preferred vehicle is the one fleet vehicle.
I don't care about your preferred vehicle. That's not what
Well, I have in my fleet vehicle, we do have an electric vehicle.
Did you drive the electric vehicle over here today?
Not today because we had too many people in the car.
Okay. So just for the record, they have fossil fuel vehicles within the fleet that moves the Secretary around. And I'm glad you have electric vehicles. That's fine. We'll knock that for the record too. Is that a Tesla or is that a Ford product?
The Ford product.
Okay, thank you. So I want to thank you for approval last month and yesterday of the pending LNG export facilities. Just a quick question. Why have no wind and solar produced energy export facilities been approved by your agency?
Wind and solar are energies right now that are deployed on site and that are generated on site. However, if we are able to do
They're not
clean
exportable.
hydrogen hubs, hydrogen would be able to.
Renewable energy is not exportable beyond transmission lines that cross borders. You could provide Ottawa, Canada, or Tijuana electricity produced by wind and solar, but you can't export it to Ukraine. So you guys are supporting LNG exports, and I appreciate that. That's helping our allies. Germany literally just announced a little while ago that they're going to not import any sort of Russian oil or gas. We need to replace that with American-produced energy. It's cleaner burning anyway, so if you believe in man-made climate change, you should support American LNG burning everywhere. It's hypocritical, though, because you sat here and touted the administration's, wrongly, I believe, but number of oil and gas leases when the president ended all oil and gas leases on federal land onshore and offshore in January of last year, canceled existing leases onshore and offshore last January, and that shrunk domestic supply. The administration is definitely responsible for an increase at the price of the pump for mom and dads. Trying to blame Vladimir Putin for it, but gas prices were already going up. They were up 50% before Russia ever invaded Ukraine. And so I just think that's wrong, that to be proud of those efforts, but at the same time, not liking fossil fuels. So let me ask you this. In your opinion, what are the best sources of energy production to provide the 24/7, 365 baseload power supply that our nation needs?
I think nuclear is an important baseload power. I think hydroelectric is an important baseload power. I think that you can pair renewables with storage and have that be a baseload power. I think that we will see
pair
a
it with
baseload
storage,
power.
battery storage?
Pardon me?
You're going to pair it with storage? How are you going to store it? Battery storage?
Battery storage, yes.
Yeah, we don't have that capability
Yes,
yet.
we
And
do.
it would take an enormous amount of space and other minerals
It's being
that we
done
talked
in
about
places
for.
across the country right now, sir.
Yeah. Well, we're also building hydro storage projects, which are battery storage. I get that. But 24/7 baseload power is needed. We talk a lot about energy. We think about transportation fuels, but we need to focus on the baseload power supply that manufacturing needs in this country to produce the widgets and other things, provide the jobs. Nuclear has got to be a part of that. I appreciate you mentioning that. We produce about 55% of our power in South Carolina from nuclear power. 95% of our carbon-free electricity is produced by nuclear. Nuclear needs to be a big part of this. But so what does the future look like for that baseload power?
That has got to absolutely be a part of our power structure. It is right now, and it should continue to be. And hopefully it grows, including with advanced nuclear reactors, which
absolutely
can be
Thank
paired
you for mentioning
with,
that. Whether it's thorium or SMRs or anything, advanced has got to be a part of that. And I want to see the Department of Energy, and I applaud you for that, for being a part of that. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission commissions new reactors. I've got a bill, H.R. 1559, modernize the Nuclear Reactor Environmental Review Act to try to expedite the environmental review process so that we can get more nuclear power online. I would ask your department to also work with NRC to keep nuclear power in relicensing, keep those power plants in our fleet online to provide that carbon-free electricity for the nation. There's just a lot of different policies that affect that. One is going to be waste. and we're going to have some sort of policy on the waste stream, whether it's advanced nuclear or whether it's the current nuclear fleet. Can you reply in detail for the record? Well, my time's up. I will submit another question for the record and ask you to reply. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.